Inside me, I feel an intense storm brewing, a tumultuous sea of emotions that I can barely contain. Last night changed everything. I saw something that shook me to my core, something I never imagined I would see. The person I trusted the most, the mother of my children, the person I believed would always stand beside me, was with someone else. Not in a casual, fleeting moment, but in a way that struck at the very foundation of my heart. The betrayal is so deep, so piercing, that it feels like a wildfire raging uncontrollably inside my mind. Every thought, every memory I had of her now feels tainted, scorched by the heat of this shocking reality. The anger inside me is fierce, almost primal. It pulses through my veins like molten lava, threatening to consume everything it touches. How could someone I loved so deeply, someone I trusted with my whole being, hurt me in this way? The confusion is suffocating. My mind spins in circles, trying to make sense of a situation that seems entirely senseless. The love I once felt now feels fragile, fragile as glass, easily shattered by her actions. The betrayal doesn't just wound, it ignites a firestorm, a relentless inferno that burns through my confidence, my peace, and my sense of safety. The hurt is compounded by a sense of helplessness. I feel like I am standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down into a chasm filled with chaos and smoke, unsure of how to climb back to solid ground. Every memory I had, every moment I shared with her, is now tainted by doubt. The laughter, the quiet moments, the promises, it all feels like it belonged to someone I thought I knew. But now, I realize I don't. The person I loved and trusted has revealed a side I cannot reconcile with the image I held in my heart. As I wrestle with these feelings, I also think of my children. Their world is intertwined with mine, and now, it feels as if it has been violently shaken. How do I explain to them the pain I am feeling? How do I tell them that someone they looked up to, someone they depended on, has failed them in such a profound way? I want to protect them from this hurt, but I also know they deserve the truth. Finding the right words feels impossible. It is like trying to capture smoke with my bare hands. Every time I think I have a grasp on it, it slips away, leaving only emptiness and frustration behind. The emotional storm inside me is not just anger and hurt, it is a tangled web of disappointment, sadness, and confusion. I feel betrayed, not only by her actions, but by the promises we made, the trust we built together, the foundation of our family, which I believed to be solid and unshakable, now feels like it has been shattered into pieces, scattered and broken beyond recognition. Every corner of my mind is aflame with thoughts, memories, and questions that have no answers. How can someone I trusted with my heart and soul turn into a stranger overnight? How can someone I believed in so completely cause this much pain? It is as if I am standing in the midst of a raging forest fire. The flames encircle me, relentless and unforgiving, and the smoke is so thick that I can barely see the path ahead. My lungs burn with each breath I take, and the heat presses against my chest like an unyielding weight. I want to find a way out, a safe haven where I can breathe, think, and heal. But the path is obscured, and the fire seems unending. I feel trapped, engulfed in a situation where every direction I turn seems to lead deeper into the inferno. In this chaos, I am forced to confront not only her actions, but the vulnerability and trust I placed in her. The depth of my disappointment is staggering. It is more than just hurt. It is a fracture of my very understanding of love, loyalty, and family. The anger and sadness merge into a single, overwhelming presence that threatens to take over entirely. I am left questioning my ability to trust anyone again, to open my heart after it has been burned in this merciless fire. Yet, despite the chaos and pain, there is a part of me that refuses to surrender. I know that I must find a way to navigate this inferno, to protect my children and myself from being consumed entirely by the flames of betrayal. I must find a way to communicate the truth to my children, to help them understand without exposing them to the full intensity of the storm raging inside me. I must become both a shield and a guide, a lighthouse in the smoke, illuminating a path to safety and understanding. This process is daunting. It is like trying to rebuild a garden that has been completely burned to the ground. The soil is scorched, the plants destroyed, and the air thick with the remnants of what was once beautiful. Yet, I know that from the ashes, new life can emerge. I must clear away the charred remains, plant new seeds, and nurture them with patience, care, and love. It will take time, effort, and courage, but it is necessary. The well-being of my children and the possibility of restoring some sense of balance to our family depends on it. In the midst of this personal upheaval, I am reminded of the importance of self-reflection and resilience. My emotions are wild, untamed, but I must find a way to channel them constructively. I must face the fire head-on, not with weapons of revenge, but with the tools of understanding, compassion, and strength. It is a battle fought within, a war between the rawness of pain and the necessity of healing. I must become my own firefighter, extinguishing the flames before they consume me completely, and guiding my family safely out of the smoke. The journey of processing this betrayal also brings me to a deeper awareness of the fragility of human trust and the strength required to rebuild it. I recognize that while this event has shattered a part of me, it has also revealed reservoirs of strength and courage I did not fully know existed. It is in these moments of extreme pain that I am forced to confront my own limitations, fears, and resilience. I am learning, slowly, that even in devastation, there is a path forward. Alongside the emotional chaos, there is a practical aspect I cannot ignore: the financial and familial responsibilities that rest on my shoulders. The upheaval in trust also threatens to destabilize the security of our family life. It is a moment that calls for clarity, planning, and courage. I must navigate these waters with careful thought, ensuring that despite the emotional turmoil, the practical needs of my family are met. It is a delicate balance, one that requires both vulnerability and strength. As I reflect on the past, I also see the opportunity for transformation. Betrayal, as painful as it is, forces a confrontation with reality, a stripping away of illusions. It is a chance to rebuild not only what has been lost, but to create something stronger, more resilient. Just as a forest regrows after a fire, nourished by ash and rain, I too can rebuild, wiser and more aware. The fire, though destructive, clears the old and makes way for new growth. I am beginning to understand that healing will not be immediate, nor will it be linear. There will be days of anger, moments of doubt, and waves of sadness that threaten to pull me under. But there will also be glimpses of hope, sparks of resilience that remind me that life continues, that love can still exist, and that my children can still thrive despite the turbulence. It is a long, arduous path, but it is one that I must walk with courage and determination. Ultimately, this experience, as devastating as it is teaching me profound lessons about trust, love, resilience, and the human spirit. I am learning that even when the world feels like it is collapsing around me, I have the strength to stand, to face the flames, and to rebuild. I am learning that protecting my children means not only shielding them from immediate pain, but also guiding them through the complexities of life with honesty, love, and patience. And I am learning that within the darkest fires, there is always the possibility of new growth, new beginnings, and renewed hope. As I navigate this painful reality, I am committed to transforming the chaos into clarity, the hurt into understanding, and the fire into a source of illumination. I will not allow the betrayal to define me or my family. Instead, I will use it as a catalyst for growth, resilience, and renewal. The path ahead will be challenging, but I am determined to walk it with integrity, courage, and love. And through it all, I will ensure that my children understand that even in the midst of betrayal, love, strength, and hope can endure. This journey is far from over, but with each step, I move closer to healing, clarity, and peace. I am learning to embrace the fire, not as a destroyer, but as a teacher, revealing truths, testing resilience, and guiding transformation. In time, the smoke will clear, the flames will subside, and the garden of our family will rise once more, stronger, wiser, and full of life.